So you only have $500, but you're looking for a new iPhone. This is the one you should get. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. If you only have $500, this is the only iPhone I recommend to pick up. Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking about picking up on installment plans or some carrier deals or something like this. This is for somebody who just wants to go buy an iPhone, own it. And this is going to be the iPhone XS. I'm going to explain my reasons in this video. Now, the first reason, before we get started though, this phone came out almost 2 years ago. So 2018, around this time in 2018, Apple was launching iPhone XR, iPhone XS Max, and iPhone XS, as you see right here. Now, the first reason is going to be plenty of software support left. I actually purposely didn't update this to 13.7 just yet to showcase this in this video. You can see still getting the latest versions of the software. And of course, iPhone XS is on the list to be updated to iOS 14, and it still has many years to come with a very powerful Apple A12 Bionic chipset. So this phone right here, first reason right off the bat, crazy amount of software support left. I mean, many years left under the belt of this one, considering how powerful that chip is. I mean, the iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 7 with A10 Fusion chips are still going to get the next version of iOS. So as you can see right here, iPhone XS, they're starting at $399 here on Swappa. And also if we go over here to eBay, you can see brand new, some of them are in the sixes, but if you know where to look, you get closer to the $500 price range here. And if you just dig around a little bit more on some other apps, like maybe Let Go, for example, or, you know, some of those apps where you got to meet people, I mean, be careful with that. Make sure you're buying from reputable people with good ratings, stuff like that. Don't just go on a limb and just trust anybody. But if you know where to look, you're going to find this around $500. Now, why is this important? Because the iPhone XS is a flagship grade device that launched at over $1,000 with taxes when it did come out. Now, that's akin to buying either a newer, cheaper car, or you can go buy an older luxury car that launched at a much more staggering price point, giving you a lot of amenities that the newer car just can't match, at least in terms of refinement. That's what you get here in the phone world here on the iPhone XS here. Now, let me get on to my second reason of this video, and that is the screen quality. Now, if you want that wallpaper, I'm gonna leave a link to that wallpaper down below, but the screen quality on here is better than the XR and the iPhone 11. And at $500, you're not going to get an OLED this good besides the XS. Of course, you can go below this and get the iPhone X, but this OLED was even better. You can see right here True Tone, and we do have Night Shift, and we do get, you know, an approximate brightness of about 625 nits. So this thing can definitely be read outdoors, no problem, guys. So I gotta say, overall, you're getting a much better screen quality here with the iPhone XS than the iPhone 11 and even the XR. So that makes it a really great option if you're trying to just buy it outright and own it at a good price. I mean, this is like 50% off when it did come out. Okay, guys, so for my third reason, it's the Apple A12 Bionic chipset. Now, you know, in terms of the display, it's not 120 hertz. It is a 60 hertz display, but the chipset on this thing, man, does it fly. And yeah, you might say, well, he's just tapping stuff, that's not doing nothing. Well, some phones just tapping through things will show some stutter, some lag. You don't get that here for the iPhone XS whatsoever. I literally bought the iPhone 11 Pro, which is the upgrade to this phone. By the way, the iPhone 12 event has been announced for September 15th, but you know, I bought the iPhone 11 Pro, and if I pick these up and I don't know which one I'm using, I'm not going to notice any difference in performance. They're pretty similar. Yes, the A13 Bionic, technically speaking, raw power is more. But what I'm saying is the consumer using these phones, there's no real value in going from the A12 to the A13 if you already have an A12. So what that means is that for you, if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to some of these more premium priced iPhones, the iPhone XS is going to stun you in its performance. It is excellent for the day-to-day. It can run all the games. It can run basically everything that iPhone has to offer without breaking a sweat. As a matter of fact, it still feels flagship performance now in 2020. Now, my fourth reason is the cameras. Now, the value add for the next generation of iPhone was the triple camera, and that was a huge value add if you were a pro photographer or videographer. I think a lot of people just enjoyed it for themselves as well. The wide angle just for, family moments and things where they don't want to back up. But at the same time, the iPhone XS, if you're trying to save some money, you still get that telephoto zoom, which is pretty excellent, goes up to 10x. And where it still really shines is video. I mean, the video quality up to 4K 60 still beats the pants off so many Android phones, it's ridiculous. So at the same time, while you're not getting wide angle, you have to sacrifice that from the iPhone land to get this $500 price point. The actual camera quality with smart HDR, 4K video, a pretty good front-facing camera as well. While not the best, can still do some professional work on here, especially if you start using things like Filmic Pro or Pro Movie Plus. Things like these professional grade applications will really step it up. I mean, you can make whole feature length films on these type of phones. That's how good the cameras are on the iPhone XS. So, you're really just missing out on wide angle. How bad do you have to have that? If you have to have it, you might as well just save up and get yourself an iPhone 11 or an 11 Pro. But if you're looking for that sweet spot $500 price point with a premium build, premium screen, and still very acceptable and competent cameras, the iPhone XS is going to be a great option for you. And the next reason is the battery life. Now, for this size, the iPhone 11 Pro is still, the better battery life champion here. But at $500, this phone right here is still going to get you through a day while still giving you the polish of iOS. I mean, for the size, it's pretty incredible how Apple can get these phones to last all day. They're very well optimized. And if you utilize the low power mode, I really always got through the day with the iPhone XS. The only difference is with the iPhone 11 Pro, I had extra battery to spare. So if you're a heavy battery user, you probably will still kill this 9 o'clock at night, but it's going to make it most of your day. So the iPhone XS, for being under a 3000 milliamp hour cell for this size, does exceptional in the battery. I get around 5 hours screen time on here. I get more like 6 or 7 on the iPhone 11 Pro in my experience. So the XS thumbs up here on the battery life. It's one of the reasons why I still think at $500 it does pretty darn well. And my next reason, guys, at number 6 is you're just not going to get this premium feel at $500 anywhere else. If you look at these side by side, it looks identical to the 11 Pro. Stainless steel edges all around the body. You can get this iPhone XS in gold as well if you like the gold color, and silver or the space gray as you see in my video here. But the overall build, while the matte texture does give it a little bit of a bump in premium feel on the 11 Pro, the glass doesn't feel cheap whatsoever. So this premium feel, while it does get fingerprints, especially on the space gray version, it still feels like $1,000,000 in your hand. So the XS just has that $1,000 feel to it. So, at a premium discount right now, the prices I showed you earlier, this phone is incredible value. I think if you want to get a banging deal on a premium feeling iPhone, this is going to be pretty good for you, I think, in the iPhone XS. And my 7th reason as why you should buy this if you only got $500 is the size of this phone. You're not getting a tiny phone, but you're not getting a massive phone either. The comfort of the iPhone XS is just spot on right here. Of course, you get Face ID as well. The comfort factor. I mean, the 11 Pro was the smallest phone of the bunch last year, and it was always one of my favorite sizes just because while it's not tiny and gives you enough space, but also makes it pretty easy if you have decent sized hands to reach all 4 corners. But if you like even smaller phones, there's still the option of an even cheaper than this phone right here, iPhone SE. In that case, you'll see even more money. But this phone is giving you a lot more in terms of hardware specification besides the A13. This is giving you quite a bit over something like the SE 2020, at least in the premium department. So yeah, this comfortable size is definitely my 7th reason. So in conclusion, if $500 is your budget and you want the most premium iPhone you can get and own it outright, no installment plans, no carrier plans, no paying for 72 months or whatever, 48 months, this phone right here, under 5, sometimes maybe slightly over, is still a really good option. Only missing out on the wide angle camera, but it can do pretty much everything else that the modern iPhone can do right now. So if you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click that like button for me. And yes, I've been paying attention to the rumors. The iPhone 12 is coming. Stay tuned to the channel, stay subscribed. I will be covering all of them, so be subscribed for that. And let me know if you guys are going to pick up a XS, if you already have one, or if you're looking for something maybe cheaper or maybe something a little bit different. We could try to answer your questions down below. I will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well, stay safe, and peace.